Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today we're still working on the 1,000-layer Damascus knife. Last time we got the guard fitted up really well, the handle burned through, and the blade annealed. So today's agenda is to drill a hole through the handle and the tang so that we can lock them together. We'll fill this with glue and we'll have a really nice solid connection. Then we'll shape the handle as well as polish the flats on the blade and add an edge. And then finally we'll etch the Damascus and get to see our pattern. So let's go. Alright, so we've got the handle pin cut and the holes are drilled in both the handle and the blade. So next up we're going to finish up the guard and get it to a really nice surface finish because it's still got a little bit of dicom on here. And once this is up to a good surface finish, we're done with it and it'll kind of just sit around until the knife is finished. Once the guard has been finished, I'll start to grind the handle down to a shape that's nice and comfy. And finally I will polish the flats of the blade. And hopefully I can get it up to about a 400 or 600 grit finish. I won't, however, be adding an edge until the very end because I want the pattern to show through and not attack the edge. So let's go. So right now I am normalizing the knife, which means I'm getting it really nice and even heat, and I'm going to let it cool down super slowly in the vise, let it air cool all the way to room temperature. And what this does is it gives the crystals of the steel a chance to kind of straighten out and relax a little bit before I heat treat it, so any sort of hidden stress that might have been in there from grinding will hopefully get taken out, so there's a lower chance of it warping once I quench it in that oil. So I'm going to take it over to the vise. Now I'm just going to clamp it in here pretty softly and just let it air cool. And you can see the edge will cool down really quickly because it's a lot thinner obviously, but the spine of it will hold heat for a good bit of time. So we'll come back in about 10 minutes. Alright, so the knife has been polished, it's all beautiful, and I gotta say, it looks pretty darn good. So the only two things that we're missing right now are a cutting edge, which is going to be the very last thing I'm doing on this knife, and also the Damascus pattern. We haven't etched it yet, so you can't really see any of it. It just looks like normal steel right now. And so the way we're going to etch it and get that pattern to come out is we're going to go over here and dip it into this tank of ferric chloride. And what ferric chloride does is it oxidizes some of the metal and it leaves some of it alone, which is how you get that really cool wavy pattern. So the first thing I want to do is make sure there's absolutely zero grease on it. So I'm going to use Windex, which is a grease remover. And I'm just going to lightly go over it. I like to do one side at a time because it kind of likes to leak on you. But just kind of a mellow wiping off. And once you've wiped it off, you want to make sure you don't touch it again with your skin because your skin has a lot of grease on it. And so anywhere where you want the pattern to show out, make sure you wipe it off. Alright, I'm going to let the Windex dry off for a second here, and then we're going to dunk it in the acid. Get my clamp here to keep it from sinking all the way to the bottom, which would be a real pain in the butt. So, say goodbye to the nice shiny knife. Hopefully next time we see that, it'll be a nice Damascus-y knife. I'm actually going to get another clamp. This is a little ghetto. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, so you can see right now that the pattern is a little visible, but it's pretty dark and not very reflective. So I'm going to use some really high grit 2000 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to lightly go over it. You can see almost immediately it starts to bring the pattern out. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I'm happy with where the pattern is. Saw that thing so beautiful. She just hit my heart, oh. Full force and she got me like, I be like, baby, why you so fine? Gotta make you mine. So hard to find. Baby like, oh, how'd you do the thing? The way that you do it and she ain't even show nothing. She be walking around so confident, so heaven sent. I think she was meant to knock them daylight. Like, girl, you so fine. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Girl, you rockin' like, baby, so fine. All right. So I have just finished putting an edge on this knife. Unfortunately, we did not get the chance to film it because I'm a little bit of a nutcase and I didn't tell Seth that I was doing it. But edge has been put on the knife. It was fairly simple, just running a couple of lines on a grinder with a 3000 grit belt. It's really, really super duper sharp and I'm very pleased with it. I got the pins cut down and everything buffed back. And I gotta tell you, this is probably the nicest knife I've ever made. So thanks for coming along on this journey here, and hopefully there will be some shenanigans done with this. In fact, I think we can start them now. Let's see if we can shave. Oh yeah, no problemo. That's a knife, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming along. Damn it. If it had stuck, it would have been good. Well, I tried.
She was so sublime, super fine. She was never lying, strutting in the heels or her slides. Either way, eyes on her every single day, week, year. Everyone wondering how she does it with no fear. All that confidence. confidence? Was it heaven sent? Does it come within? Does it come run out? I don't know. She'll just have them running out and in. Man, they want to sin, talking deadly sin with Mrs. Lady. I don't understand why she hit them like